breath work. So one hand on the lower abdomen, the other hand on top. I think this is the first Friday Qigong class since we started the new season. So we're officially in spring. So we'll dive into and channel some of that energy. But let's start with lower abdominal breathing. So just look down. Make sure your feet are facing forward and that they're about outer hip distance apart. And then let's shrug our shoulders up towards the ears and then roll them back and then down, just to feel that space between your ears and your shoulders. Maybe a little bit more space there. And then we'll start to deepen our inhale right in through the nose and a real slow exhale. We start with the breath because that is our quickest source of energy. And if we're breathing well, then energy is circulating better. So we start, if you can, breathe on the count of 4 and then breathe in, and then on the exhale, maybe for the count of 5 or 6. So it's just a little bit longer than the inhale. And it doesn't have to be forceful, just long, slow, and deep. Just coming to the present moment, right? We focus, we breathe slowly. When we breathe slowly, right, our attention is a lot more focused on this present moment where our bodies physically are. The mind chatter starts to quiet down and fade into the background. And then this clarity and stillness starts to emerge. So this is a practice of mindfulness. Like, where is the mind? Is it in the present moment, or is it ping-ponging around? So when we breathe slowly, we move slowly. That mindfulness, present moment awareness is so much more accessible. And we're going to go into a wider stance for knocking on the door of life. We're going to just do a little different version. If this does not feel good for you, you can bring your feet back to a narrower stance. But because the feet are wider, when we go into knocking on the door of life, you'll notice that there's a little bit more of a weight shift. So we'll just start here, a little bit more of a hip opener. Still opening up the door of life, the space at the base of the spine, sending little shock waves of energy up. So increasing energy or elevating energy, loosening up areas of restriction. So we're taking all that good breath we just took in and we're starting to circulate it now. I missed all of you. I had a great time while we were away, but I was really excited to do a Qigong class in St. John, and as life does, throws little curveballs. But we're here now, and I'm very grateful for that. Let's come up just below the collarbone. All the way to the top of the shoulder. And then let's come back down below the collarbone. And back down to the waist. let's start to slow down. All right, so let's stay in a wider stance and bend the knees slightly. Keep your hands on the thighs above the knee, and we'll just do some spinal rotation here. So take a nice inhale as we're facing forward, and on the exhale, you're going to turn to your left, drop your right shoulder down towards the earth, and gently turn your head so you're looking over your left shoulder. And just stay here for a few rounds of breath. So inhale and exhale. You can press through your right hand. It helps to get a little bit more of a rotation, but only go as deep as feels good for you. But twisting the spine is really good for all of those vertebrae, right? All those joints. When we rotate, you're gently squeezing and compressing those discs so that when we inhale, let's inhale to the center now, right? All of that area gets infused with fresh fluid, cerebral spinal fluid, blood, and then exhale now, dropping the left shoulder down, looking over your right shoulder. Willie. And inhale and exhale. And then we'll move on the breath now. So now we'll just inhale to the center, exhale, drop your right shoulder down, look over your left. And then inhale right away, come back to the center and drop the left shoulder, look over your right. So on your own breath, so your cadence should dictate, right? As long as you're connected to that, right, you're moving at your body's rhythm and you're connecting the movement to the breath. So as soon as the inhale starts, come to the center. And then as the exhale begins, we start to rotate over. And then just as you start to inhale, come back to the center. Nice and slow, nice and slow. So inhale to the center. Let's make it nice and juicy. And then exhale. Think about it like sinking, like when you lay down in a bed and you sink in. As we rotate, we're just sinking into the rotation. And then slowly inhale and allow a nice deep exhalation. Yeah, so nice and slow. Inhale. The slower we go, the more chi we're able to bring in and circulate. And at the end of the exhale, right, as the shoulder drops down, maybe give yourself a pause. You exhale an extra beat or two of stillness, and then come back to the center. And then exhale over to the right. And again, pause. And then inhale. In QiGong, there's no rush, right? There's the space between each endpoint. The journey is where the gold is. The transition. Come to the center now. And then let's just fold forward. So you can either keep your hands on your thighs or bring your hands down below your head and let the crown of your head fall forward. So even if your hands are on your thighs, just let your head and neck be nice and relaxed. So the crown of the head is reaching towards the earth. Okay, really good to release tension in the shoulders and the neck. And you're also getting a nice, gentle stretch through the hamstrings, the calf. And then slowly inhale. So grab one wrist with the opposite hand and roll up. Now stay here. Just turn, keep your hands up, just turn slightly to your left. Keep your knees a little bent, and we're gonna come forward. So kind of with a flat back towards your your left leg. And pause here so you feel a little stretch through the left leg. Breathe. And then come to the center so you're still in a forward fold. And then we're going to make our way over to the right leg. So you should feel a little stretch through the hamstring, maybe the outer aspect of your thigh, the outer hamstring. And then very slowly keep your knees bent to protect your back. I'm going to come all the way up, so we should be still facing the right side. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So inhale, get some length, and then exhale, we're going to come down towards that right foot. Inhale as we come to the center. Exhale over to the left foot. And then keep your knees bent again. Come up. So we're facing the left. And then exhale back over to the left. So we're just getting we're opening up the low back here, the door of life. Getting a nice stretch through the right and left legs. Moving on the breath. So exhale as we come down and across, it's nice and slowly. And then inhale as we come up. And exhale. And inhale. Now just come to the center. Release the arms. All right, that's really great, right? We're opening up this whole area, but the sides of the door of life and then the sides of the legs. So let's come back to our neutral stance, and let's do a little pumping action. So generate a little bit more heat. So outer hip distance apart, arms up. So the pump, if you remember, as the arms come down, we're going to bend the knees. The knees are bending, the arms come down, and then the knees straighten as the arms come back, and then bend. So we bend the knees twice. So it's a bend and straighten, and then bend and straighten. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten, and then pick up a little bit of momentum here. So you get a little pumping action through the legs. Just clearing out stale energy. This exercise in general is really good for building strength and heat. Opening up the back. And starting to clear out any energy we're ready to let go of. And then let's start to slow down. Whew, that's good to get the heart pumping. Okay, and let's just do a little gentle stretch for the head, neck, and shoulders now. So palms together at the base of your spine, or grab opposite elbows. And we're going to go real slow. We're going to do some neck rolls. So let your head fall over to the left. Just pause here. Just feel the nice stretch at the side of the neck. the shoulders drop down away from your ears, you should start feeling a little bit more of an intense stretch, but still gentle. And then on your breath again, so on your exhale, let your head fall forward, chin towards your chest, and then over to the right shoulder. And then just pick your head upright. Let it fall back over towards the left. And then exhale, nice and slow, over to the right. So if you go slow, right, you're able to get into those little nooks and crannies a little bit more deeply. Really good to release tension in the shoulders, the neck, all the way up into the jaw. And then pause, and let's go in the opposite direction now. This one's really important too. We're on devices a lot, right? With our head tilted down, right? Repetitively. So we're kind of countering that, stretching the front of the neck, especially these muscles get shortened. If we're in this position a lot, these muscles get shortened, these get overstretched. So by doing exercises that open up the neck, we're helping to elongate these muscles again, which will keep our head more in alignment. And then pick your head upright, drop your arms down. Okay, and then let's go into some shaking. Start getting some residual stuff out of the system so we can go into our flows feeling nice and clear. So pumping the knees, getting those legs involved, pumping the wrists, maybe the palms face up, and then palms face down. And then let's bring the arms out to the sides, still pumping the wrists. And then all the way up overhead. And then start to come back down. And then start to slow down. Okay. So we're going to be doing a new flow. I don't think we've done this before, called Phoenix Rises from the Ashes. And it has a few different parts to it. So what we'll start with is open the flow, something that's real easy, and we can get right into that meditative state. So it's, again, have the arms nice and relaxed. Reconnect with your breath. Nice, slow, deep breathing. And on your inhale, the arms float up. And then as you start to exhale, the arms float back down. So we inhale and Exhale. How slow can we go? Right, how soft can we make this? Right, this is the practice of focused attention. When the mind is elsewhere, you'll probably notice, or maybe just start to notice, we start to pick up the pace and go faster. Right, when our mind's not really engaged in what we're doing in this moment, it's kind of off in its own little world, we tend to speed up. So by intentionally going slow, it's a lot harder for the mind to start to drift. So it is a way of engaging and aligning our mind with the present moment, with what the body is doing, what your breath is doing. So attention is just like a muscle. Right? If it's not used, we don't stretch the boundaries and the limitations, it atrophies. As we can see in our modern day life, attention is getting shorter and shorter. So this is crucial. Being able to engage in exercises that force us gently to be completely focused on what you're doing right now with no distractions. Even the mind, the thoughts, the mind chatter, if they do pop up, we just disengage. Do not become attached to them. Let them float by just like little clouds, and then refocus the attention. Because when our minds, our emotions, and our body is all in alignment, we have this focused attention that is elevating. We feel whole and integrated. That is when we heal. So feeling the space between the fingers as we inhale the air and across your arms, sensing the clothes on your skin, not with any judgment, just awareness. Noticing the breath entering and exiting. We enter this flow state when we slow down. And in slowing down, we feel more expansive. We start vibrating at a higher frequency. On the next exhale, just bring your arms down to your chi ball for a moment. This next flow, I also just learned this one. It's called chi fingers. So we start by touching your thumbs together, your index fingers together, middle, ring, and pinky. And have the touch be soft, like their fingertips are just touching one another. Just feel that light touch, that energy between the fingertips. And your hands are right in front of the lower abdomen. Drop the shoulders down. Now release the fingers and bring the fingers to touch the thumbs. So you're making that little bird beak type of posture with the hands. And then inhale them out to the sides, up to about shoulder height. So the fingers and thumbs are touching here. Now release the fingers. And as your arms float down, just touch the thumb to your index finger. And allow your arms to float back down while your thumb and your index finger together. Now pull, so the palms are facing up, thumb and index finger together. Draw your arms back like you're pulling your elbows back. And as you do, inhale, so your chest expands. Now release the fingers, and as we exhale, we're going to bring the back of the arms together in front of you. So the back of your wrists come together. And as we inhale, come back upright, touch the thumb, index, middle ring, and pinky fingers together. That's the whole flow. So we start and end with the fingertips touching here. So again, we release, make the bird beak so the fingers touch the thumbs as we inhale up. As we exhale, release the fingers, touch the thumb and the index finger together as we come down on the exhale. Inhale, draw your elbows back, opening the chest on the inhale, and then exhale, let the arms float around towards one another right in front of you. And then inhale, come upright, touching the thumb, index, middle, ring, and pinky finger together. Inhale. Exhale, thumb and index finger. Inhale, open the chest, drawing the elbows back. Exhale, the arms come around towards one another. And then as we stand upright, touching the fingers together again. So we inhale as the arms come up, fingers together. Exhale, thumb and index finger only. Inhale, opening the chest. And then exhale, spilling forward, arms come around. And then inhale, back together again. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lightly touching those fingers all together. And exhale. So inhale, we inhale as we come up, expanding. Exhale as we come down, contracting. Inhale as we expand the chest. And then exhale as we spill forward. And then inhale, bringing the fingers together again. And exhale. A few more times. We're going to go nice and slow. The thumb and index finger, the long and large intestine channel, since this has a lot to do with breathing, the air drawing in. And circulating that energy through all the meridians. Fingertips are loaded with chi. And then inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale. We'll do this whole thing 2 more times. And the next inhale will start. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Fingers touch. And exhale one more time. And then just let your fingers touch, come back to the center. We'll pause here. Maybe separate, keep your fingers kind of towards one another, but pull them apart maybe an inch from each other. So you're still kind of making this circle with the fingers. And then let them come back towards one another. Just see if you can sense the connection of the fingers to each other. And then release. We'll just come into our chi ball for a moment. And then the third flow, which I'm really excited about, has a few movements all in one. The phoenix rising from the ashes. So it's about connecting and pulling up energy from the earth, down from the universe, kind of cutting away and chopping away. We'll go through all of this. Energetic kind of garbage that we're ready to get rid of, whether it's, certain mind or thinking patterns that just aren't serving us, that are really self-limiting, emotional states that we're ready to let go of, physical body ailments that we're just trying to help discharge from, and making that be the fuel for the fire below, right? Sending all that down, lighting it up, generating that heat, and then from that emerges the phoenix. So it's a symbol of letting go, creating fire, transforming. So we'll start. The fingers are facing the earth. So we're going to bend the knees. The middle fingers are going to come, the hands are going to come down towards the earth. Touch the middle fingers to the earth. And then slowly we're going to inhale like we're drawing that energy up through the center of the body, coming all the way up. Hands reach towards the universe. Keep your palms up and just inhale it down towards the head. I know it sounds a little bit strange. And then from here, we're going to take the right hand, and like our hands are little machetes, we're going to come across the body from right to left and left to right, first in front of the face. So thinking about some thinking patterns or ruminating thoughts that we're ready to finally chop down and let go of. So nice and slow, just cross the body. The arms are flowy. We're using the pinky side of the hand to come across. Now down towards the center of the chest. Any emotional turbulence that you're finally ready to let go of. We're just chopping that energy that we're ready to let go of down in front of the solar plexus area, down in front of the lower abdomen, maybe more digestive issues or physical things that we're ready to let go of. And then we're just going to continue to fold forward. Now just let your arms kind of swing back and forth, letting all of that fall to the earth. And then we're going to, again, inhale right up to the solar plexus area. Okay? And then flip so your palms face down. And exhale, just press down. Like you're sending all of that down. And then imagine that's a source of heat for this fire that's below. In your palms, see if you can sense or imagine like this blazing fire from all of that you were able to cut down and get rid of. That is the fuel, right, for transformation. And then from that fire, let the arms be nice and loose. Now we're just going to inhale, the arms float up, more at a diagonal, and then exhale down. So this is the phoenix. So imagine that your arms, right, are opening up like these big wings. Slowly inhale and exhale. This new transformed version of you that has limitless potential, transformed maybe mindset, transformed patterns of emotions. And this is this beautiful, transformed, regal energy. And even place your awareness on your upper back. Imagine your arms are wings, like where the wings attach to. And the energy is just flowing out from the wings on the back all the way out through the fingertips. And we'll do that again. So on the exhale, let your arms come down. We'll start in the chi ball, fingers facing down. And then we'll bend forward. Middle finger reaches towards the earth, maybe touches the earth, right? We're pulling up now, drawing energy up from the earth, up through the center, all the way up. We connect to the universe above. And then inhale, like you're pulling energy from above through the palms to the center of the head. And then from here, we get to cut, right? So again, energetically, like we're using a machete to break up the low vibrations, the low vibration thinking, the low vibration emotional patterns. Right? This is not just about breaking it up, but it's about sending it to the earth so that we can actually use it as a source of transformation. Right, but in front of the solar plexus area, down to the lower body. And then again, we're going to continue to move back and forth. Just let the arms flow back and forth. We're sending everything down. Okay, inhale right up to in front of the solar plexus area. Palms flip so they're facing down, and we're just igniting all of that below into fire. So imagine that below is this beautiful campfire. All of that release is just helping that transformation. So feeling the heat below. And then from that transformation, we emerge anew as the phoenix. Inhale, the arms float up. And then exhale down. Inhale. Just at your own pace, just feeling, right, these wings that are starting from the upper back, expanding outward. So increasing our mind, like putting our vision in the back of the body, expanding our peripheral vision, our vantage point. So we see not just what's in front of us, but what's beside us, what's behind us. Our energy extending out in all directions. And on the next exhale, just let your hands float back down to your chi ball. Just feel all of that energy between your palms. And then bring the feet close together, and we'll finish off with centering. So let's inhale the right arm all the way out to the side and straight up above, and then exhale down the center. And then inhale the left. And the right. And left. One more time each side. And let's end with the hands below the belly button. Let's give ourselves a few more moments, just feeling centered, feeling that connection, that wholeness, where healing really takes place. We can access it. We just need the tools and ability to access it. And when you're ready, you can crack your eyes open.